Hi, welcome to Copenhagen. Thanks for dropping in. Hope everybody is doing well. Today I am having a look at a rather unusual diamond painting pen from Outdoortide.com. When Outdoortide contacted me and asked if I would like to review a couple of their products, I had a browse on the website and I chose one diamond painting and one diamond painting accessory. So I have already opened the bag, as you can see, and I reviewed a Christmas diamond painting. This time I am going to look at the accessory that I ordered. So this is something a bit different. If you use a diamond painting pen and your favourite colour is purple, you are in for a treat. So as always with the budget friendly companies, the diamond painting and the pen came in this grey bag, and that is normally how they send stuff. They don't have them in boxes, they come in the grey bags, and it saves them costs on shipping, so it saves us costs on buying. So I'll open it up and I'll find the package inside. And here we have a purple and black diamond painting pen with purple tips and multiplacers and all that stuff. And more interestingly for me, it has a purple roller that fits onto the pen. Now I have seen these things advertised, but I have never tried one. So today is the day. So we have a little sticker. All it has is a scan code and a reference number. Doesn't mean anything to us. And it's in a resealable bag. So we'll open this up. We will take out the pen before anything else. Oh, that's quite nice. I like how it's got that sort of 3D effect when the light hits it. Wasn't really sure what to expect. I actually thought it would just be a solid purple, but yeah, that's nice. I like that. So we have the purple and we have the black. I would imagine every pen is going to be slightly different because when these things are cast, you can't copy exactly the same every time. But yeah, I like that, that's nice. It's got a sort of 3D thing going there. So we have a double-ended pen. So it looks the same either end, except this part here is longer. The straight part is a bit longer. So the waist is further up. This one is a bit closer to the bottom. So it means you've got quite a bit of variation here because it tapers slightly, so you can find where suits you best to hold it rather than the standard pink pen. So just to give you an idea how the thickness compares, just visually, much thicker. The fact that it's tapered makes it more comfortable as well. You can change your grip so you're not holding it the same way all the time, so that's good. Yeah, quite a bit thicker. So if you have problems holding like the standard diamond painting pen, you maybe start to feel as if you're getting cramps in your hand, or if you've got arthritis and you struggle to grip the small things, something like this would definitely be an improvement. So it's made of acrylic, and it's I wouldn't say it was heavy. Obviously it's heavier than the straw, but yeah, it's not a bad weight, I would say. I really like that part where it reflects. It's nice. So now we'll have a look. I think we'll look at the tips first, because the roller, I have never tried anything like that before. I'm really curious about it, so I'll save that till the end. So just going back into the bag, you have a small resealable bag and purple. So everything is purple. And I have noticed that purple is a very popular colour with diamond painters. So if you are a purple person, I'm sure you would be interested in this. So we'll see what we've got. We have a straightener. So this is not a multiplacer, it has like a sharp, well not a sharp edge, but a thin edge. So the idea is you put that into one end of your pen, and if your drills are just getting a little bit wavy, you can use this to push them into line. So definitely something that could be handy. So nice it's a multiplacer, no it's not, a nice straightener. Then we have a multiplacer. So if you're new to diamond painting, the thing about these is they have a channel in them. You fill this with pink wax and you can pick up a little row of drills. Comes in handy if you have a large section of the same colour, so you can place a few drills at one time instead of one. So multiplacer. Then we have a larger multiplacer if you have a really big area. Then we have a smaller multiplacer, so to get them in order, put the smallest at the top. And then we have the straight tip, but very different from the normal tip. The normal tip has this nylon and then it has a brass insert. This one doesn't, it's all plastic. So we'll be giving this a try, or I will be giving this a try, just to see how well it works. But that'll be in a little bit. So we have a straight placer, straight single placer, and then we have an angled single placer as well, or a gooseneck. So some people prefer, instead of holding the pen straight up and down, they hold it more at an angle and can put the drills down. So that's really a personal preference. Personally, I prefer the straight placer, but you could try both and see which you prefer. So that is all the tips that come with the pen. Before I look at the roller, the other thing to mention is the tips actually screw in. So they have a thread on them. So just twist them, spin the pen. That's it. So you don't have to worry about the tip being loose and wobbling. That can be a common problem, and you have to use a piece of what we call masking tape. Some people call it painter's tape, or you could use washi tape if your tip is loose. Put a little piece around it and then push it into the pen, but because this is threaded, you don't have to worry about that. You know that the tip will fit snugly. So that is one thing that's different from your standard pens. It isn't a push fit. Again, screw fit. I like that idea because it makes it more secure, just a better fit. So there's an idea of what it can look like with your purple single placer, your purple straightener on the end, and your purple and black pen. Looks very different. Screw this back out, and then we'll try the gooseneck just to see what it looks like. So it screws in really easily, no problems getting onto the thread. So gooseneck, you hold the pen at a different angle and drop down. Then we can take the straightener off. If you're a multi-placer person, you just decide which size you need if you're working on one area of the same colour. Just the thing is to make sure that you get it on the thread. don't try and force it, or you'll strip the thread on the plastic. So that's one thing you have to watch for, but pretty easy. So definitely something different. I've never seen purple accessories before, but the thing that is really different is the roller. I'm quite interested to try that. I've never tried a roller on a pen. It's actually easier to spin the pen. I just want to put the straight tip on because this is the one that I'm going to try. I'll take this back off. Up there. Get these all lined up. Oops. Because I'll probably use this as my thumbnail. So in the bag, get the roller. So this is the roller. It fits on the pen. I'm just checking to see what it's made of. I wasn't sure if it was going to be like a hard plastic or if it was going to be rubber, and it is indeed rubber. So it's a rubber roller, which means when you press things, it's not going to damage anything, because it's a bit softer. The roller that I normally use is rubber as well, but it's quite a bit bigger. So this is the roller that I normally use. I place my drills, and then when I finish the section, I go over it with this roller just to seat the drills down. And this is rubber as well. So just a mini version, I suppose. So again, threaded, sort of rose gold colour. I'm surprised they didn't make it purple. And again, just spin the pen on. So then we have the roller on the back of the pen. So as I said, I'm probably going to use this as a thumbnail, so I want to be a little bit artistic with it. So what do you think? Would that be? You think that'd be good? So that's the pen with the single placer, straight single placer, gooseneck single placer, small multiplacer, mid-size multiplacer, large size multiplacer, straightener, and the purple roller with the rose gold coloured metal frame. The thing now is to try it and see how it compares to the standard tip with the brass insert, because this is just plastic, and I'm curious, will I still be able to push the drills around as normal with a plastic tip, just the same as I can with the brass tip. So what we'll do now is I'll remove some of these placemats. When I do these videos, there is always a diamond painting underneath. So I'm going to open this up and work on a part of the diamond painting that I'm working on at the moment. So all I have to do now is move the camera and get it set up. Okay, so now I have opened up the section that I'm working on. So all I have to do now is get my pen and load up some pink wax. I don't have anything in the tip yet. I'm going to do this, or work a little bit on this section here, and I did not plan this or check this or anything. It just happens to be this is the next section that I was going to work on, and the colour of the drills is purple. In fact, it is nearly exactly the same colour as the tips, and I did not know that. It's an absolute fluke. So purple pen, purple tips, purple roller, purple drills. So I'll pour some drills into the tray and give it a little shake just to get them sitting the right way up, and then get the pen and get the pink wax and poke out a little piece of pink wax. So put my finger behind it and press the tip in, give it a little twist. Now that's interesting. The hole to the left is the standard hole from the normal tip. The one on the right is the one that I've just taken. So the actual tip surface of this single placer is much bigger than the standard pens. Whether that makes any difference or not, I have no idea, because I've never tried it. So here we go. So just touch the drills. I don't put any pressure on the drills when I pick them up. I just touch the pen to the drill, and when I load up the first time, normally what I do is I just wipe around, press in and wipe around to make sure there's no, I mean, I don't think you can see this, maybe you can. There's a tiny little piece of pink wax. That's just the stuff that had built up around the edge. So I just wipe it because I don't want it to land in between the drills and have to use tweezers to try and pick it out. So I always make sure that the tip is clean. So that's the first drill down. Go for the second one. So even though it's a bigger diameter, it seems to work okay. So when I work these areas, I do not use multiplacers, or never have. I prefer to single place, so I do what they call the checkerboard pattern. So I place every second drill and you get this little grid. So you don't have to be too accurate with this, even though I try and be, and I will turn drills that are squint. But the idea with the checkerboard is you place down your first pass, if you like. Now I would do the whole section. If I was going to do the whole thing, I'm not going to do it because it just would make the video too long, but I would fill all of this in, these sevens, I would do it all with the checkerboard technique. So the whole thing would end up looking like this little section. I'll maybe do one more row. The tip feels a bit different. It does feel a bit different because it's wider, and I notice when I place it, like this one here, there's a little gap, so I need to push it back. Not a huge issue. I think it's something you'll get used to really quickly. So just building up the checkerboard. The main thing is I can turn the drills if they're a bit squint. I can put pressure on it and turn them, no problem. It turns just as if I was using the brass one. So it doesn't feel any different. The only thing is the tip is wider, so I sort of feel it touching the drills next to it. I'm kind of curious how it's going to feel when I'm filling in the gaps. So I'm just going to do it to here, I think. So stop it at that. As I said, normally I would do the whole thing and then come back and fill in the gaps. So just going to go back, fill them in. Now the idea of this is when you push a drill in, if the drills around it are off a bit, when you push it into the gap, it pushes the other drills around so everything squares up. that's the theory. It does actually work. I use checkerboard all the time. And that one's, yeah, it does feel a bit different because I can feel it touching the drills at the side a bit. I'm not used to that, but it's still placing them. So I think it would take a little bit of getting used to that. I'm just going to fill this in because I've got the light pad on, so you'll see every tiny little gap. But what I'll do is when I've finished this bit, I'll switch the light pad off and we can see how it looks. Yeah, I feel I'm getting a bit better at it. It's just the initial feeling is kind of weird because I'm so used to the brass tip and that diameter. This having a slightly bigger diameter makes it just feel a bit weird at first. I'm starting to get used to it. But you can see it's picking up no problem. The drills aren't falling off or anything, so the plastic tip is working absolutely fine. I'll just do this last row. I can't believe it was purple drills. They're as good as the same colour as the tips. What are the chances? So that's it. What I would do is, I normally do this anyway, is if I see sort of slightly bigger gaps anywhere, I just move the drills a bit to sort of close them. But again, we're looking at it with the light pad on. You're always going to see gaps. You could spend forever trying to get everything exactly even. Don't waste your time doing that. I'll switch the light pad off and it looks fine. So it definitely works. Slightly bigger diameter, that's the only difference really. I like the fact that the tips screw in because that way the tip won't wobble, you won't have any problems with that. The only thing is it means that you cannot replace that tip with a standard tip. But you do have the gooseneck one as well. How long these tips will last before they start to wear, I have no idea. Because the standard tip has a brass insert, which obviously you think anyway would last longer. The tips, the border around the tips isn't as narrow as the brass ones, so it's a bit thicker, which means probably it would last longer. But no, it feels fine. Last but not least, is the roller. Now it does feel weird for me having the roller on the end of the pen because I don't normally have anything on the end of the pen. Normally I just have the tip and have nothing at the top. There's a bit of weight in this, so it feels kind of weird, but as you saw, it works. I mean, I can work it absolutely fine. Just kind of weird having that bit of weight in the end. The thing that I'm sort of curious about with this is what happens if you press hard? Will the pen take the strain? I don't know, I think this is plastic. But anyway, I'll give it a little roll. So I use the roller like normally I would wait until I've totally finished a section, and then I just use this to press the drills down because I don't really put that much pressure on the drills when I place them. I know a lot of people press quite hard, but I pick up the drills, I just touch the drill, like touch it. I don't press it at all, because if you press it, it squishes out the pink wax, so you're likely to get more pink wax in between your drills, and it means that the pink wax doesn't last as long as well if you're constantly pushing it out of the pen. So I just touch it, and then when I come to place it, I basically just touch it and then knock it into place if I need to. Now, doing that with the light pad off, but normally I use the light pad so I can see better exactly where the drills are. So I'll turn it back on. I always use a light pad. The only time I haven't done it was when I did a diamond painting that came pre-framed and it had a piece of like plywood behind it, so the light wouldn't shine through, so I had to do that one just with the normal lights on above the table. I mean, it was okay, but I definitely prefer the light pad. It just makes things a lot easier. Also makes it very obvious when you miss something. If you're doing a section of black, that square that you've missed just stands out. If you don't have a light pad, it can be difficult because it tends to be the background for your black drill is black on the canvas, and it can be quite easy to miss. So I like the light pad, definitely. I would say out of all the accessories, the light pad is my number one. So again, I'm finding when I'm putting that down, it's that far away from that drill, which is pretty far. So what I'm having to do is put it down and then just use the pen to knock it over. So that's a new technique. You don't have to do that with the normal tips. But I don't think it's anything bad, it's just a matter of getting used to it. I mean, the tip is working absolutely fine. So you can see I can't help but do checkerboard. Again, it's the same thing there. Can't get the tip right next to that drill, so put it there, knock it back. It's fine when there's nothing around it. It's hard to stop, isn't it, once you start? So yeah, that is a difference. You can see there's a gap, and then just push it over with the tip. I think that's quicker than trying to get it so it places right first time. Just put it down and then slide it over. No big deal. Okay, I'm going to leave it at that, I think. You get the idea. So I'm on the tilted table. So I would have to get used to laying the pen sideways. Doesn't really. Ah, did that time, not that time. But yeah, the roller. If you don't have a roller, I think it's fine. Yeah, I'm pressing relatively hard on that. No problem. All that does is just seats the drills down, because like I said, I don't really put much pressure on them. The reason I don't put much pressure on them is A, if you do, it pushes the wax out of the pen so that the wax doesn't last as long, and the other thing is, if I haven't pressed them down hard, it's easier to pop them up if you accidentally put the wrong colour in or put it in the wrong place. Just get a pair of tweezers and just pop it. If you haven't put any real weight on it, it's really easy to pick them back out. So that's a couple of reasons why I do it the way I do it. And then what I do is roll over when I finish a section. I do that with every section, and then when I finish the whole diamond painting, I go over the whole thing. To use a roller this size to go over the whole thing, it's a bit small, but for doing individual sections, I think it's absolutely fine. So yeah, don't know, something that I hadn't thought about, seeing rollers on the actual pens, so they can come in handy. I think seems to work fine. So yeah, that is the purple pen with purple drills and purple attachments. So if you are a purple person, I would say you very well could be interested in this one. So that was a purple diamond painting pen with purple accessories, including a purple roller, and I think it is actually pretty good. I like the pen, it's good quality, nice and smooth. I like the fact that both ends aren't exactly the same shape. So it gives a lot more variety in the way that you can hold the pen. We all have different preferences, so the more variable a pen is, the more chances you're going to find a way to hold it that's most comfortable for you. The multi-placers actually have it stamped on them how many drills they take. So we have a 3-placer, a 6-placer and a 9-placer if you are a multi-placer person, which I am not. You also have the straight single tip and the gooseneck single tip, so a lot of variety. And you've also got the straightener as well, which can come in handy if you're having problems keeping the drills nice and straight. You can always use the straightener just to tidy them up that little bit, just give them a push. I don't have anything bad to say about it at all. The tips screw into the pen, which I really like. Then you don't have this problem, which can be quite common, where you get a push fit tip for a pen and you push it in and it wobbles, and then you have to try and pack it up somehow. Usually I would use masking tape for that sort of thing. You could use washi tape as well. Some people would glue them in. The problem with gluing them in is if it's a really strong glue, if the tip gets damaged, you can't take it back out. These screw in and screw out. The only thing I would say is just be careful that when you screw them in, you're getting it on the thread. If there's any kind of resistance, take it back out and try it again. Because if you force it, you will ruin the threads on the tip and it won't work. Simple as that. But yeah, they fit really well. They tighten up nicely. Absolutely no wobble or shake on that tip at all. The actual tip diameter is a bit wider than you'll be used to if you're used to using the sort of standard tips with the little brass insert. Not having the little brass insert doesn't seem to make any difference. I didn't notice any difference. It picks them up and I can move them about. The walls are a bit thicker. I think that's what's making it feel as if it's wider. Yeah, it's just something that it takes a little bit of adjustment, because as you saw when I put a drill down and there was one already next to it, it tended to cause a gap. So it's a matter of put the drill down and just push it over. It's no big deal. I think you would get into that routine really quickly. So yeah, overall I'm quite surprised actually. The pen I like the shape. It's nice and smooth, it's well made. I like that sort of 3D thing that's going on in it. Just makes it a little bit different. I really was expecting just solid purple with black in it, but it's a little bit different, so I like that. So yeah, I think it was a really nice pen. So if you are a purple person, I think it's definitely worth a look. So I will put a direct link to the pen if you're interested in it, and you can have a look at it. I'll also excuse me, I will also add a link to the Outdoortide website. You can have a look there. They do more than diamond painting, but the only section I'm really interested in is diamond painting and diamond painting accessories. So you can spend a long time browsing through what they've got. You can also filter for different things. If you want, maybe you only want square drill kits, or you want round, or you want special or partial, that type of thing. You can filter for everything. You can filter for the subject of diamond painting. If you happen to enjoy landscapes, you can search for that. So you could say, I want to see landscapes and I want to see them in square. And it saves you having to scroll through pages and pages and pages to try and find the things you're interested in. So that is it. A nice purple pen. So that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. It was a little bit different. And if you did enjoy the video, as always, please remember to subscribe and hit the notification button. If you do that, you will get messages when new videos come up. I have a lot of things to unbox, unbag and compare. So there will be quite a few videos appearing over the holiday period, if I can find time. I'll also do YouTube lives, random lives, if you want to drop in and have a bit of a chit chat, talk about anything you want pretty much. I enjoy talking to people around the world that have got the same interest, the diamond painting, and just finding out a little bit about them, rather than just the occasional comments in groups. I quite like the back and forward, or the banter as we call it in Scotland, and just getting to know people a little bit more, like what sort of diamond paintings they like and that sort of thing. So that is it for today. Thanks for watching, and in the meantime, take care, be safe and wash your hands.